Hello there, my name is Richard. The first time seeing my channel, I usually review cartoon series, anime series, or something completely random, and today we're going to talk about the 8 different types of ghosts in Villainous Show. Where I find this information is straight from the blog of Creepy Charlie. If you don't know who Creepy Charlie is, it's basically the Lois Lane but gothic from Villainous, and if you want to know more about her, I made a special video of her. If you want to see it on my channel and or in my playlist. Anyway, now what Creepy Charlie posted back in Saturday, May 28, 2022, she states there is a book that kind of helps her to sort of define each ghost. Specifically, the book called Egli Liberta Fantasy, or translated to the Book of Ghosts, created by Dr. James Ego. Yeah, I probably said that name before my last video, that Creepy Charlie usually drop hints that name of the doctor who keep referencing of the book to sort of characterize the ghost she actually finds. But this time she will probably characterize every ghost in the book and summarize a very little what they actually really are. Of course, there could be more updates later on, so I really don't know, but for right now, that's the only information we have right now. Now let's get started. Now, the first type called penitents. Penitents are believed to be punished doing death for a higher power. Of course, they're completely harmless, but they do have some side effects. They feel their pain and their sorrow, but other than that, they're pretty harmless. Of course, they are probably one of the most easily identifiable of their huge mouths and spikes popping out, and they show a drawing what it actually looks like. That's the first type, and yes, you have seen this ghost in Villainous on episode 2 of Triple A. No, I think episode 3, the haunted house one, the very end that they made a deal with Black Cat, if you remember. Anyway, let's go to the second type, called the Beggar. Now, the Beggar are ghosts who try and repent the action they did in life, and self-aware, knowing they did something horrible. This is the reason they can never cross over the other side. Of course, they always try to avoid misery and hurting others, but they cannot help it. Of course, beggars are not that dangerous, but at the same time very similar to penitents. They only have one similarity. If you get close to a beggar, you instantly want to cry completely randomly or feel misery. That's probably the closest dangerous thing they actually do. All of that, you see the design, what they actually look like, and let's go to the next type. Vagabond Type 3. Now, the ghosts have nowhere to go or nowhere to return, and they're sort of self-aware. They know they're actually dead, but make them interesting is the fact they are completely harmless but also very mischievous. Of course, making it more interesting is the design, that you know how they actually die just by looking at them, and basically that is Vagabond. Now let's go to the next type, Marauders Type 4. This type of ghosts are possessive of inanimate objects. Could be something like a book or size like a house. Of course, they are mildly dangerous. You can easily get rid of them. Just get rid of the object that are possessing them. But other than that, they're what they are. But they are kind of interesting design that sort of chain with the object they attach to. Once more, you can see the image what I'm saying. Anyway, let's go to the next type. Wanderers Type 5. Now, wanderers are basically travelers, seekers, or searchers around the world. Their only point is to search something to help them to cross over, but the only problem is the wanderers doesn't know what they're actually looking for. They just hope they accidentally find the thing they need to help them crossing over. Of course, wanderers are basically very harmless, but be warned, they are very powerful. Of course, I do not mean Wanderer from XD. And if you know when she meant Wanderer, I mean Wanderer from Disney Channel. Yeah, that's a quick joke from Charlie. Anyway, the designs are kind of interesting, and with the candle, very simple ghost. I really enjoyed that simple design. It just really makes sense with the title they give them. Anyway, let's go to the next title. Next ghost. Ramblers Type 6. Now, Ramblers are probably the most mysterious ghost of all different types. One is that we don't know if the Rambler died by choice or by purpose. You also know Ramblers can maybe use magic, but once more not yet fully confirmed. And also, they're probably the most powerful type of all type of ghosts. But yet, there's little information, even more difficult to find a Rambler in the sign of ghost. That's why the reason Ramblers are probably the most mysterious ghost of all different types. Poltergeist Type 7. Their beings are calm and protected intent. Their psychological manifestation of energy of love, feeling, and protection. Their ability and strength is the emotion. The stronger the emotion, more power of the ghost it really has. Their powers connect to psychokinetic energy. Dr. German Nagel did not make a sketch about this type of ghost, but he has very positive views about this version of a poltergeist. Come to think of it, the information the doctor gives remind me of the legend of this evil poltergeist called Mother Poltergeist. If you've seen this show or the shorts of Villainous, Mother Poltergeist does come out. In fact, I made a video specific of her and her orphan children. Who is she? Why she became a Mother Poltergeist in my playlist if you want to know more about Mother Poltergeist. Now, our final type 8, called White, the most violent, angry, and the most dangerous of all type of ghosts. White. They were described as a negative emotions that only focus on anger and resentment, even inclined to be revenge of the next person they don't know. Their abilities cause physical damages. They can actually touch and move objects. They often cause misfortune wherever they go. Of all types, the Doctor highlights the aggressiveness of this ghost. He claims the Whites are very powerful beings who are guided by the negative energy, mold them as specters. Here is a transcript of a paragraph that the Doctor dedicated a special segment about this type of ghost. Now, this is the words of the Doctor. That would happen in Mexico. To be more specific, the place known as Axcocitlo. Sorry, I did not say the name correctly, but you know what I said. The locals had told me a story about a female specter grieving for their souls of their own children. From the description, I thought it would be a beggar type of ghost, but boy, I was completely wrong. Let's say, by not getting too much details, I actually came alive by a miracle. I just remembered I was investigating and doing the pier called Disco. I can't say the name, I'm so sorry. But when I heard a moan, little by little I got closer. But then it transformed to a heartbreaking crying giving of hatred. And then the gale threw me up the 3 meters and pushed me to the floor, throwing me the place where the name is called Chilnemore. Then I woke up in a local hospital. Quickly, I get in my sketchbook to draw what I remember through the attack they gave me about the ghost. Now, this is the interesting part, because the Doctor never linked the drawing inside the book. Maybe because he was so traumatized about the attack of the ghost, he chose not to put the image in the book. Honestly, we don't know. That's what Creepy Charlie is basically saying. Now, that's it. There's much to talk about because it was sort of interesting. In fact, all the 8 types of ghosts, you only met me 3 or 4 in the show. In the fact, in the shorts, only met one called Mother Poltergeist. Now, does this have any connection, any theories? Right now, no. But all this information is just so fascinating. Yeah, wondering this link to a bigger story arc later on in the future. We don't know. What you think? You think this sort of connection, sort of theory, or a theory you can make up right now? Tell me down below. Let me know. Right now, I got nothing else to say. Just thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and have a wonderful day. Bye.